What's up, Xbox moderators? My name is SecondRunnerLove, and I want to talk about AbsAnimals, the game that donates to animal shelters if you buy it. And quickly, guys, I just want to dedicate this video to Feisty, who was my kitten, or cat rather. I made a tweet about her. I'm going to talk about her a little bit in this video. And this video I also want to dedicate to everyone who lost their pet, because I know how it feels. Pets aren't just animals, they're family, and it hurts to lose family. So what's so special about AbsAnimals? Well, when you buy it, it's $10. Well, really it's $9.99, but when you buy it, all you have to do is launch it, watch a cat for up to 16 to 18 minutes, and you get 1000 gamer score. And when this game came out, it caused such an outrage. People were saying, oh, you're basically boosting your gamer score by paying $10.
You got out of a 10.
Out of 10!
But the money goes to a noble cause. If you go to their website, abs.co.jp, it shows you all their contributions when they made sales from this game. And my favorite contribution they made was to Cats and Kittens. They donated up to 30,000 Japanese yen. And in case you guys didn't know, cats are my favorite animal. I love cats, and that means a lot to me. I think not just cats, I think all animals deserve a good home. They don't only donate to animal shelters, but also like good causes to help humans and animals all together, whether it's an earthquake or typhoon or whatever. And AbsAnimals did not sponsor me to say this. They probably don't know who I am. I'm just talking about it because I think what they're doing is good. And is it considered boosting your gamer score for $10? Yes, kinda, because this really isn't a game. You just watch a cat for up to 16 to 18 minutes. But the sales from this game, or app rather, go to a good cause. And that's something I could get behind. And it means a lot to me, especially because, in case you guys didn't see my tweet I made on January 11th, we had to put Feisty down. Feisty was our cat. On April 4th or April 6th of 2009, my sister brought in a cat. One of her friend's cats was pregnant and she gave her a kitten. Feisty was 6 weeks old when we got her. I remember the first day I held her. It was right after school. I was sitting on my bed. This was before our mom came back from work. And the first time I held Feisty, she was so light. She was a little fur ball. She was meowing. I fell in love with her. I just knew that she would be part of this family, even though my mom was against it at first. But first time I held her, I loved her, and I'll never forget that. And she was almost 15 years old when she passed away. She has been part of my life for the majority of my life. Think about that for a sec. Almost 15 years, and she's been part of my life for the majority of it. So yes, she was family to me, and she always will be. And to fill you guys in on the tweet I posted, on January 11th, we had to put her down. She had a serious heart disease problem and a tumor in her left kidney, and it was just time for her to go. I really hate to say that. So she started getting sick around December of 2023. She stopped eating. She was so much less active. She was losing weight, so my mom took her to the vet the first time, and they gave her some meds. They checked her blood work and stuff, and she was perfectly fine. They did notice she had a stage 3 heart murmur. I think that's what they said, but it wasn't that serious, and they gave her meds for it. And 2 days later, after she was taking her meds, she was doing well. She started eating again. She was moving, and I was happy to see her move and be happy again. And then like a week passes by, and she's just even worse. She's not even moving. She's not eating whatsoever. She was so skinny. She lost so much weight, and she could barely move. And she was just not interested in anything. She was just laying there, most likely in pain. So we take her to the vet the second time, and I went with my mom the second time because Feisty lives with my mom. The vets check her out. There was no waiting in line. It's just a walk-in vet. And they used a little ultrasound. They shaved a little part of her belly, put some lotion on it or some oil, and rubbed a little bit to see like what the problem was. And they discovered a larger tumor in her left kidney. At first they didn't know it was a tumor. They thought she ate something, I don't know. And they checked her heart, and it was a stage 4 this time. So within a week, she got much worse, and that tumor was growing so fast. And the vet gave us 2 options. We can go to a different vet that does surgery and treats animals with chemotherapy, because that vet didn't do it. It was just like one of those emergency vets. And they said we might end up paying a lot of money for it, because the first vet visit rather, was $1,300 to $1,400. and I split the bill with my mom. The second one, they didn't charge us to come in the second time, but they did charge us to check the ultrasound and stuff. And the vet came in. We were in a waiting room with Feisty. The vet came in, and I'll never forget this. She gave us two options. Number one, like I said, we could go to a different vet and pay a lot of money for surgery and treat Feisty with chemotherapy. And option two, I'll never forget how the vet said it, but she said Feisty lived a good life and maybe it's just time for her. And that's just something I wasn't able to accept. In my mind, I just kept saying, no, we can't do that. It's gonna destroy me. Because my little sister is dead now, and Feisty was a huge reminder of my sister because she's the one that brought her into our home and gave her a good life. And she's the reason why we had Feisty. Feisty could have been put down for all we know, we don't know, but we gave her a good life and a good home. This really devastated my mom too. Anyway, I'm getting carried away, but back to the point. She lived a good life, maybe it's time for her to go, and the vet let us, you know, talk it out with each other. In the room, she left us alone, and we were there all day. We were just discussing. I kept thinking to myself, I have the money, we can totally just get her the help she needs. But then I thought to myself, she's almost 15 years old. Her birthday is around February 28th, and I knew treatment wasn't gonna guarantee her life. Didn't mean that her life is gonna be 100% saved. If it didn't, it'd be a huge waste of money. And on top of that, she's in pain, and I don't want her to be in pain. I want her to be in peace. And we talked it out, and we decided to put her down. And it was so hard for me. Like, holding back the tears at the vet, that was like the hardest thing ever. I had to step outside, call my girlfriend, because I did not want to cry in front of everyone. And I know, like, crying is normal, but like, I just wasn't ready for the news. So the vet gave us a little paper showing like urns if we want to cremate her or like set her up for pet burial. And I wanted to have her cremated and have her urn and a paw print of her, which costed around $700. It's really expensive for some reason. And at first my mom said, let's not keep the ashes because in case you guys didn't know, my sister's ashes are in a cemetery. My mom is just not comfortable with having ashes in her home. So I told my mom I'll just keep Feisty's ashes with me, and we spent our final hours with Feisty, and she was just laying there quiet. I'll never forget how hard my mom cried. My mom cried way more than I thought she would, and I was just sitting there. I couldn't process what was going on, so I was just sitting there. My eyes were kind of teary, but I didn't want to cry. Then we decided it was time. After a few hours sitting there, you know, I took as many pictures as I can with Feisty. I held her a few times. I'll never forget how when I held her, she would bury her face in my jacket, my hoodie. I guess she was cold. I'm not crying though. I do have the sniffles though, but that's because of allergies. I'm not crying. And I do want to state this, when they did put her down, I wasn't in the room. I did not want to be in the room because that would have destroyed me, to be honest. My mom agreed to be with her in my room, and I was very thankful because I didn't want Feisty to go by herself. And this is the last picture I took of her before I left the room. I went outside, called my girlfriend, told her what's going on, and I cried on the phone with her. Eventually my mom came out of the vet with the blanket without Feisty. And boy, did that devastate me. I'm just really glad I took a lot of pictures of Feisty throughout my life. You know, unfortunately I don't have any pictures of her when she was a kitten. I didn't have a phone back then. I was too young to have a phone, but don't judge me. One of my favorite pictures is when my mom made a blanket dedicated to my sister. It was a quote from one of her diaries and a picture of her, and you know, she would have it on her bed, and every time I came over, Feisty would be laying on that blanket. It just reminded me how spiritually Feisty was connected to my sister. But I just know for a fact that Feisty just didn't have the realization that my sister is never going to come home, even though Feisty misses her and is waiting for her to come home. But that's just not reality, and I just love this picture a lot. It's just like pretty much my two girls in one picture. I don't know. And trust me, I don't like talking about this because the last video I made about my sister, the hater said I'm profiting off of death for views, and that's punishable by death, even though there are thousands of YouTube channels bigger than me that talk about murders and killings, but apparently I'm the target when I say something about that. So I don't know, it is tricky, but internet hate is internet hate, so I gotta learn to ignore it. But with that tweet I made on January 11th, I do want to personally thank you guys for your support. I fucking love you guys, and this would have been harder without you guys. So you've been a part of my journey ever since, and I'm forever grateful for that. And I remember after we put her down, I went back to my mom's house, and I remember I laid down and I started to cry, obviously. And I remember I went on my phone and I listened to the song, the Beatles song, the newest Beatles song, Now and Then. It was technically kind of made by AI a little bit, because the Beatles don't really exist anymore. And that song, I just broke down listening to that song, because that song is really beautiful. I can't play it because Paul McCartney is going to break down my door and kill me for copyright reasons. But in that song, John Lennon sings, Now and Then, I love you, I miss you. That seriously reminds me of Feisty. And I'm very grateful for Abs Animals making an app. It's not really a game, an app, and donating to so many shelters and good causes, especially cats and kitties. I'm glad they did this. It means a lot to me, considering cats are my favorite animals, and I lost Feisty. So I'm in my mom's house, and this is Feisty now. I could put a picture here, I just never had the time for it. You know, her paw print right here, her favorite toy, and that's her urn. I know her pain's gone away. My hand is all scratched up because I play with Lily a lot. That's the cat I bought my mom, and Lily loves to bite me playfully, but she bites a little too hard. So, but that's her. I miss her a lot. I miss both of them a lot. Oh, it is Lily. Hi, Lily. How are you, girl? How are you, baby? But yeah, what's wrong? But yeah, that's Lily. She grew up a little bit now. I got her like 2 months ago from my mom, or a little less than that. And she still loves to bite my hand, right? You love to bite my hand for no reason, right? And she loves this toy a lot. I don't know what's so special about it to Lily, but this was Feisty's favorite toy. So Lily has plenty of other toys to play with, just not that one. That's Feisty's, and I want to keep it that way. But yeah, rest in peace. But on the better news is we gave a cat a better home. After a week, my mom was looking at cats to adopt because she wanted to get a new kitten. We couldn't find any. Adopting a cat is apparently really hard through like vendors and stuff, so I went on Craigslist. I adopted Lily and gave her to my mom, and Lily is a sweetheart. I'm glad that we gave her a good home. She's happy every time I come over. She jumps on my leg and she meows at me, wants attention, wants to be picked up. Every time I go somewhere else, she follows me. Lily just reminds me of Feisty when she was little. She used to do all that stuff too. She was so playful. She would chase her own tail. I miss her a lot. And this video is dedicated to her, as well as dedicated to all the pets anyone watching this video has lost. Because I know it's hard. You don't just lose a pet, you lose a family member. Pets to me are not pets, they're not animals to me, they're family. Feisty will always be part of our family. I just know for a fact that her pain is gone. She's no longer in pain because of a stupid tumor. There's no more heart disease for her. She is resting peacefully. She's no longer in pain. And I have the urn with me all the time. And her paw print, I kiss her paw print every day. I know it's weird for some people, but I guess makes me feel more connected with her, I guess, doing that. But that is pretty much the whole video. I'm really rambling on about all that, so I do apologize. But Abs Animals, if you guys don't have it and you guys have an extra $10 and want an extra 1,000 gamer score and have some of your money donated to a reputable cause, I highly recommend it. Once again, Abs Animals did not sponsor this video, so please don't think this is a sponsorship, because it's not. But yeah, once again guys, thank you so much for your support, and that is pretty much it for me today. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video, and love you guys. Goodbye.